Hey y'all, I just wanted to come on here and show y'all my urban garden that I started back in May. This is my tomato plant. As you can see, the two little red tomatoes are sticking out there. Um, this came from, I don't know where I bought this, either Walmart or Lowe's. And it came in their container, and I just repotted it into this larger container and put holes in the sides of this container to allow water to drain out as well as in the bottom. And I've been out here pruning. As you can see, I just got another dead leaf. More tomatoes. They're popping up. I got a lot of flowers on here that are gonna produce some tomatoes. This is my tomato plant. These are Goliath tomatoes. They're not that big though. I would think that they would be big with the name Goliath, but they are a bush variety, so they grow together small, but the name would make you think that they would be a much bigger fruit. And then this is my cucumber plant that I planted, and all of these plants are in containers. I'm growing these cucumbers. I think these are a bush variety as well, and they're coming along just fine. I have a bunch of cucumbers on here. You lift this up, come through here, you can see all the cucumbers and stuff that are hanging. Got a lot of cucumbers. The little ones here, you can see the little cucumbers, the ones that are growing. There are a lot of little baby cucumbers that are going to get pretty big soon. Look at that funny shaped one in there. There's another one that's a little misshapen at the moment. More cucumbers in there. And I'm pruning this one, cutting off these yellow and dead leaves, and some leaves, I don't know what's been eating them up, but something's been eating them up. This one's gonna go too. I gotta grab my scissors again. I gotta get these tendrils. That was a bee, which I do invite to hang out with me on my plants because they help to pollinate the plants. Cucumbers, cucumbers, cucumbers. Just hanging all over the place. And then I have my melon plants, and they're in this big container here. And you see the marigolds, those are supposed to help prevent bugs, different kinds of bugs from eating up your plants. This big one right here is the honeydew plant, and this is the first one that I planted, and it hasn't given me any fruit yet. I have one that's growing in here. Let's see where it's at. There it is. That's the first one that I've seen growing of the honeydew. And then this one in the middle here, this one here is the cantaloupe. And this one was the last one I planted, so I'm not expecting anything from it just yet. But this right here, this one with the funny shaped leaves, this is my watermelon plant. And it is doing really good. It has spread all across here. It's just taken over. I see one popped up just the other day, and that's this little booger right here that popped up the other day. And then I have a couple over here that are growing. Where is it? There's one, and here's another one. that is growing. They are getting big, and pretty soon I'm gonna have to hammock them because they are growing upward on a trellis. I will have to hammock them to keep them from breaking off the stems because they're going to get too heavy to just be hanging here, because normally they would grow on the ground. But because I have small space area, I am growing these in these containers and trellising them upward. And I just noticed another watermelon. Let me see if I can get focused on it. Where did I see it? Right here. There it is. Another watermelon coming up. And then today, and I'm for sure there's so many more in here that I have not seen, because I found one today that just blew my mind. I was like, oh, look at my little watermelon. Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see it. Get in here. Look at this one. That's the biggest one I have right now. That's a nice size right there. And I'm going to have to hammock that one as well before it gets too big and break off. But so far, so far this is my little garden. See my little watermelon back there? Yes. And that's a marigold. And there's a marigold in here too, but they're not blooming anymore because the cucumber plant was so big, it wasn't getting any sunshine. And my cucumber plant, it was huge before. Like now it's skimpy, and I just cut off all this dead foliage. And the reason why is because I didn't realize that I had the plant sitting right under the dryer vents. So when we would run the dryer, it was drying out my plant, and I would come out here and the plant would just be limp and just sad. And I'll be like, oh my God, what happened? And then I water it, and then like within an hour it'll be back up, you know. And I'm like, why does this plant keep doing this? And one day when I came out here, the dryer was running. I'm like, eureka, that's why the plant keep doing this. So I picked it up and moved it, which is a good thing that you can do when you are gardening in pots. You can pick it up and move it. And they actually sell these bases that you can put the plants on that have wheels on it, and you can roll it to wherever you want to go. But you know, mine is on the ground and not on concrete, so that would be kind of tough for me to roll around. But the trellises, these are pretty much tomato cages I bought from Lowe's, and you know, I use them as trellises for my plants here. And this one is 2, in which I'm gonna have to buy more because these plants are growing really tall. So these cages will most definitely be taller than I am. So I'm gonna have to grow like I can grow a cage. Buy more cages and load it up on here. And I just stuck them together with the ties, the security ties, and it has them sticking together. And the plants, you train them to go up the trellises, and you have to keep on it because they grow daily, a lot daily. Like that little booger down here surprised me completely. So this is it for my little garden. I'm going to keep you guys up to date as I go through this. This is my first time doing this, and it is like my little baby now. I used to be so afraid of bees, and now when I see the bees, it's like, don't go away, stay, because the bees are what helps the fruit to get their taste and sweetness, if the fruit is supposed to be sweet, because they pollinate the flowers on here. There are male and female flowers. The female flowers are the flowers that are with the fruit. Like, look at this cucumber here. It has the little flower at the end of it, which is dying off now because the fruit is actually growing. But when the you'll see all these big yellow flowers, which are kind of closed now because it's late. These big yellow flowers are what are the male flowers, and then the flowers at the end of the fruit are the female flowers. So when the bee goes into the male flower and then goes to a female flower, it pollinates it. Yes, you didn't think you were coming to get sex education, did you? But yes, that's how it works. And it's the same on the melons as well. They have male and female flowers, and then the female flower falls off as the fruit begins to grow. So that's it, y'all. I just wanted to show y'all, and this is it. I'm gonna get back to pruning because I see more in the camera than I do with my natural eye. So peace out, lovelies. I'll be back when they grow a little bit more. God bless.